Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back for a get ready with me. I'm getting ready. It's Monday morning when I'm filming this, or is it just afternoon? Whatever. This is a slow start to a day. It's one of those days where things just take a long time to get done, and then you look back and you're like, where did the day go? Well, that's today. Anyway, what I'm doing today is a get ready with me using pretty much 99% of drugstore products. Now, this is sort of sparked because about a month ago, I was sent this from Essence and I haven't actually tried it. I've been meaning to delve into it and play more with the products, but I thought I really wanted to do a get ready with me, talking about the products, testing them out, having a play around, and today is the day. Now, because this isn't a full face, there's like eyeshadow, there's mascara, eyeshadow palette mascara, setting spray or illuminating setting spray, yeah it is, glitter, lipsticks, highlighter stick. I do need to add in other stuff, so I thought this is a great opportunity to show some love for drugstore products. So I just gathered some of my favorite drugstore products, and we're gonna get ready. That's the plan. Okay, I'll put up my hair first. I find that whenever I film these, I've just washed my hair and my hair is wet, and my hair stays wet for like, I don't know, 24 hours. It's really annoying. So let's get it up and away. Yeah, that's up and away. Good. I don't have a mirror. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get started and I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. Since this is winter at the moment, I'm very pale. I'm using 202 Creamy Natural. Now, I think I'm sort of probably close to the one above it, but I'm gonna use this up while the weather is, I don't know, cool, and I can kind of pass as fair. So let's use that. This is a Flower Beauty sponge. I sent this from the US from a Beauty News subscriber. It's actually a great sponge and I really highly recommend it. We just can't get them in Australia, but they're really soft, like super squidgy soft, so they're great. So I'm gonna apply this just really quickly. I've got no primer because I actually don't find that most primers do anything for me. I think there's a bit of a movement, like there's a lot of brands that, okay, one that comes to mind is Napoleon Purtis, that's just like, it's a crime not to prime, or whatever they say, whereas I actually disagree. Like, unless you've got big pores and you need to hide them or fill them in or whatever, I think the one thing I don't like about this foundation, I'm going to zoom in so you can see, hopefully you can see that there's like white dots. I find that the white pigment in this foundation, for some reason, even if you shake it, it doesn't mix together completely. So you just have to like see it and sort of buff it in. But once you find that and you sorted that out, this foundation is great. I feel like this color balance right now, I might have to fix it in editing, but it looks like I'm really blue. I'm not dead, trust me guys, I'm just tired. I had a really big weekend, not big as in like I went out and I did all these things. I had a big working weekend and then a big like family commitment weekend. So today's Monday, but it's sort of my day off because the rest of the weekend, like I worked from, I think I was out of the house at 11 on Saturday and stopped working 11 a.m. and I stopped working at 12:30. So I'm still tired. I'm just recovering. But this is a beautiful foundation. And yeah, like I said, I find that primers, unless you're, you know, trying to get rid of pores or do something in targeted areas, I find that they don't actually do much for me. If there was one category of makeup that could disappear out of my makeup collection and me not even care, it would be face primers, because not eyeshadow primers, because they really do help, but I find that face primers just don't do it for me. So if they all disappeared, I wouldn't care. And I actually, besides trying to use them up and get use out of them, if I actually don't like using them, so you know, I force myself to use them up. Anyway, that's foundation, and I'm going to go in with concealer. This is from Wet n Wild. This is the Photofocus concealer in light ivory. So Wet n Wild is a great brand, and I'm going to mention a few of their products here today. I think they have just recently come to Australia on a website. I'm not sure what the website is because I know a lot of people were sent PR and they were like doing hauls and talking about the products, whereas you know, I wasn't contacted by them, so I don't off the top of my head remember where what the website is, but I know there is an Australian stockist now, which is really, really cool. So I'm just going in with a lot of concealer. I don't know why, I usually don't use this much concealer. but maybe I need it today. Maybe I need it. And this has a little like flat side, so it's really good. So this is just a basic, good sort of setting concealer. It's not amazing. It's not like, it's just for the price, it's good. So I think I wanted to mainly focus on Drugstore today, not only because I had those products from Essence that I really want to try, but also because I really do like Drugstore makeup. And if you followed my channel for a long time, recently I have been using some higher end powders and whatnot, but I always stock up on Drugstore ones. So I've got a whole drawer of like Drugstore foundations, concealers, powders that are untouched that I buy for like 50% off in sales. And they're just my go-to because they're so good and they're so affordable. And if you've got like oily combination skin like I do, sometimes you just want something that works really well and is affordable. Okay, I'm just going in with powder, and I figured that the Cody Airspun powder is Drugstore. Oh, geez, that was a bit messy. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Luckily, I'm not wearing nice pants right now. Oh, it's all over my top. Okay, I've made a huge mess, so I'm just going to put this on really quickly and use a viewfinder as my mirror because I'm trying to prevent it from going everywhere. So I do set my foundation a lot because I have oily skin. I want it to set. And that's why I like also sort of cheaper Drugstore powders, because I find that I use a lot of powder. I go through it really quickly. If I had a pressed powder, I would use it up in maybe a couple of months. Currently I'm sort of, I don't know, using a lot of loose powders and some higher end, some Drugstore, but once again, Drugstore can be great. And even though technically we can't buy this powder in Australian drugstores, whoa, that's a lot of powder everywhere. And the loose ones are a lot messier than pressed ones, but okay, let's move on, guys. We can't be here all day worried about powder. I just cleaned this room the other day and now it is back to being a pigsty. Okay, before I go on to eyes, I'm gonna do my brows, and this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. My shade is Ash Brown. I am trying to pan my Anasazi Beverly Hills Brow Powder, but that's not Drugstore, so we're not using it. We're using this. All right, so I like Drugstore products, and I've been using probably a nice even mix, or buying a nice even mix of Drugstore. This is a really firm pencil, so it takes a bit to like fill it in, but I've been using probably, yeah, an even split between Drugstore, unruly brows, come on, Drugstore and higher end or mid-range makeup. For the longest time, I still love Drugstore foundations, powders, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not as inspired by sort of colored Drugstore makeup, and that's where I sort of buy a variety of makeup these days. I'm happy to stick to the same foundation and same powder, but I really like to change up the lips and the eyes and whatnot. So yeah, until Drugstore can kind of catch up, I've sort of been not buying as much of them, but I'm really keen to try this palette from Essence because I've heard good things. Man, these are taking forever. I'd much prefer to just get my angle brush and use a powder. These sort of micro pencils have they definitely have a place, but filling in your whole brow, it's not how I would recommend using them. You'd use, dropping everything. You'd use these pencils up far too quickly, and also they just take too long to fill in. So yeah, I like using these to add a bit of like dimension and like mimic hairs, but to fill out the whole brow, that felt like that took forever. All right, the one place that I'm not reaching for a Drugstore product is my eyeshadow base, and that's simply because I'm trying to use this up. It's a MAC paint pot, and I've got a bit to go, and I'm trying to use it up because it's in my project pan and that ends very soon, so I want to have this gone. So even in a Drugstore video, I'm going to use this as my eye base. Also, I do, and some people will disagree with me, I find, you know, sort of mid-range brands or higher end brands, probably mid-range brands, so MAC, Urban Decay, NARS, they have much better, like their eyeshadow primers are head and shoulders above Drugstore ones. And something like a MAC paint pot like this that I'm using now, this has lasted me like a whole year. It takes a whole year to use these up. So yeah, definitely something like this. makes a huge difference in your overall look. So I would say invest in a decent eyeshadow primer, and then you can cut costs with like powders and other stuff. All right, since this cute little palette here, which is the Mermaid Eyeshadow Box 03, My Shell is My Castle, which is super cute. So it's got mermaids on it. And if you open it up, it's like this sort of shell design, which like with like water in the background. So it's very, very cute. You can see that this is mainly shimmer. There is one matte pink kind of shade here, but the rest of it is shimmer. Some beautiful colors here. So I am going to just set my base with a cream eyeshadow because I feel like these might need something to stick to, but at the same time, this is quite a sticky base, so I want to at least set the crease so it blends a lot nicer. And this is where you can see that like some drugstore products work just as good as higher end ones. So this is the Creme Brûlée Single Eyeshadow from Wet n Wild. This is really, really, really great. I would reach for this over many other ones to set my base. So yeah, I would recommend investing your money in the primer, but when it comes to other things like setting your base, drugstore is very, very good. So just with a big fluffy brush, I'm mainly focusing that on the crease and sort of up onto the brow bone a bit more. So sort of highlights, but it also sets most of the primer, just not focusing it too much on the lid where I want the shimmers to stick to. All right, this is a palette. You can see how cute it is, and when you open it up, you can see the colors in there. You can see the shell, you can see the water in the background. You've got some sort of turquoisey shades, some more, these are more purpley blues. You've got a purple, a pink, nice shimmery kind of gold. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. All right, a color that I'm interested in is this purple one here. So I'm going with that on a fluffy brush, and I'm just, putting that in the crease. That's actually really pretty. Okay, people will say don't put shimmer in the crease. And I would tell people, don't tell me what to do. If I want to put shimmer in the crease, I can. I just didn't expect that to be as shimmery as it is. But that's good news because I was worried that that was going to be too light and not colorful enough to put all over the lid, but I can tell that the pigmentation is good and it can do that, so good. Okay, I'm going in with these two shades here on just a flat brush. This is from L'Oreal. I think it's a concealer brush, but whatever. So this is just, these are actually pretty good. Oh, I'm just knocking the lens. Sorry about that. Is there powder on my lens from that powder explosion? Looks like it. These are pretty good. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop making lens noises. I'm gonna try to use as many colors as I possibly can. So let's just start packing more shades on. This is the darker blue. It's not as pigmented as the lighter blue, but you build it up and it definitely works. I'm kind of impressed. I know a lot of people will be like, you shouldn't be impressed. I know that Essence is great, and I have no doubt that they are, but I find that just these sort of colors in general, even with decent brands, are often hard to get right. Then with the same brush, I'm going in with these colors, but on the lower lash lines, the lighter sort of turquoise teal color on the sort of inner part, and then the darker sort of in the middle. And then I'm going to go in with that dark shade there on the outer corner of top and lower lashes. This has no primer on my bottom lash line, by the way, so these do hold their own, which is great, and it'd be more pigmented if I did put primer there, but I don't want to. This sort of mermaid color is gorgeous. This dark sort of sea blue, I really like it. That dark color really probably is the least pigmented. The dark shade has a really nice sort of iridescence to it, but it just does not show up on the eye very well. I've kind of trying to pack it on with the brush. It's not working. I tried to use a finger, not really working. All right, applying it wet definitely does work. I just don't like applying eyeshadows wet. It's a gorgeous color when you apply it wet though, because you can see that sort of purple shift or greeny blue shift way better than you would just normally. Looks gorgeous. Just hope I'm not sealing over the pan. Oopsie daisy. Okay, I'm just using a dry brush to sort of blend that out a little bit, because when you do apply it wet, it can look a little bit patchy and messy. I will go in with some more eyeshadow and fix that up just in the crease, but I'm just, before it dries completely, I'm just blending it out a little bit. This is a very sort of smoky blue look. I'm going back in with that dark blue up here. See how that looks? Now the pan's a little bit wet. You can see the reflection. It's a gorgeous color. It just doesn't like being used on its own. I'm going in with that blue again on a dry brush, just to sort of put on the middle of the lid and transition it a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to try to use more of the colors and have fun with it. I did try to clean up some fallout here, and I just found that I smeared it, and I'm gonna have to tidy this up with concealer after anyways, so why not just play with the colors even more? So I've used sort of these colors, I've used these colors, a little bit of the purple. I'm gonna try more, and I'm gonna incorporate more stuff because I want to. Because I'm being a bit extra, I've got that purple shade, and I'm just gonna build that up further up to the brow bone because I want to. It's a beautiful sort of pearlescent pearl color. Can you see the blue kind of shift that it gives? It's actually a beautiful color. So nice. And you can see that sort of color there that mimics that. It's really beautiful. Okay, it's a little bit chunky when you stab your brush in it, but it applies really, really nicely. Then I'm going to go in with a pink and sort of blend that out a bit more with the same brush. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know. Let's go the shimmery darker pink because we can. Just putting a little bit, like making it more like a highlighter kind of thing. Okay, this is clearly, we've become fairy makeup. We're going a bit extreme and fairy-like, which I am not hating. I was not expecting today, but I'm not hating. The matte, what are we gonna do with the matte? I don't know, blend the edges with the matte. Let's do that, shall we? Oh, I can't go in with the concealer too much if I'm doing this. Maybe I'll keep the inner corner free. Okay, matte. Putting the matte to blend it out on the face. Ooh, what am I doing? Having fun, that's what we're doing. Before we continue, I'm going to just tidy up some concealer. Okay, I've tidied that up with concealer and I've just repowdered, so you can see now the color is mainly above my cheekbone area. I will probably take it elsewhere as well with more colors, but I wanted to tidy it up a little bit. Also, if you can hear my lens making noises while it focuses, sorry, I'm using my Beauty News camera and I'm not using the external mic. It is what it is. People complain that I'm not professional, but no, I'm being real. I can't be bothered. Okay, I'm really digging that sort of haze of pink and purple. I think that's really, really pretty. And if someone told me that you can create like this sort of look with Essence makeup, I'd be like, I don't really believe you, but now I do believe these people because you can do it. So I'm now going in with this light pink here as like a brow bone highlighter. Let's just see how that goes. That's kind of twinkly and sparkly. It's quite sparkly, but you know, it's working for our, what are we doing? Whatever we're doing today, it's working. So that's just an extra sort of glitter there. And then this sort of yellow color, which I'm really interested in. It's a similar sort of glitter, but it's gold. And I thought that might go nice on the inner portion, which is more about the kind of greens and blues and whatnot. So I'm just going to, it's a little bit flaky, it's a little bit glittery. So it's pretty much just like, if you can have a look. It's pretty much just like putting a really fine glitter on your eye. It's not like a shimmer where it's a solid sort of foiled look. It's just very, very glittery, which I think is pretty and sort of suits the colors that are in this palette. And just like that, I've successfully used all shades in this palette and pretty much they perform really well except for that black one. It's a beautiful shade, but you do need to use it wet or maybe over as like a glitter glue or something, but it does work if you apply it wet. But all the other colors I'm pretty impressed with. I love the purple, I love the blues. I I think they work really nice. All right, also in that bag of goodies, I've noticed that they've released 2 glitters. I think there's more glitters than this, but these are the 2 that I have. So one is Life of the Party, which is sort of like an iridescent pink with different kind of pinks in it, like dark pinks, reds, iridescent light pinks, and then also some silver stars. So this is called Star Child. So I think there's a few of them, but this is 2 options. I don't know if I want to go glitter. I think I'll have to, but if I do glitter, like I said, you need to really have a good primer for these things, and I have to use my Too Faced glitter glue because it's the only one that I think really works. Well, not the only one that really works, but it's the one that I found works really, really well, and it lasts a long time. It's great, and I find that drugstore ones don't work as well. So all I'm going to do is just here maybe put some with a brush. Uh-oh, it's a little bit messy. You open it up and it just comes out. The good thing is that you can just stick your brush in it and pick some up, but it is quite messy. So when you open it up, you're gonna get some glitter everywhere, but when you're gonna play with glitter, you need to be prepared that it's gonna be messy. So let's just stick some on the glitter glue. Just, oh, it's pretty. Now I wanna put it all over the eye. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Now I want more. Do I want it all over my lid? Yes, I do. Okay, even though it's a Monday, sometimes, it's not Monday for you when you're watching this, unless you're watching it next Monday, but sometimes Mondays require glitter all over the lid. That's just how you have to get through the week, just by putting glitter everywhere, which, you know, I don't hate. Oh, it's so pretty over the darker shades. Yes. Oh, it picks up the light so well. That is gorgeous. Darren's gonna come home from work and just be like, what have you been up to? And I'll be like, working. All right, so you can see how that is super glittery. It's a lot of glitter. If you like glitter, I highly recommend glitter glue. I also want to show you my nail polish. It's purple. It's embargoed until early July, so I can't tell you what it is yet, but I'll talk about it soon. This is a cup of coffee, and it's gonna sound really gross, but I'm gonna stick my fingers in it. I just washed my hands, don't you worry, but you can see that this goes from like, okay, when you put it in and it's warm, it is like a really light, hang on, let's wipe that off, really light purple, then it goes to this bluey purple, and then back to that kind of dark kind of pinky purple. So it's a really cool color changing thing because, yeah, it's either light purple, sort of a bluey purple. I haven't seen a thermal that goes 3 colors, so I really like that. I think it's cool. All right, I've got 2 mascaras here. One is Super Curl and one is Volume Hero. I've never used either of these, so I'm really keen. Well, they're both new. So I'm gonna probably use one on each eye and see how they go. Part of me that doesn't like opening 2 mascaras at once, but I'm also really curious about how they look. So I'm going with Volume Hero on this eye. Ooh, and I love the brush of that one. So it's one of those spiky plastic ones that I really, really, really dig. Let's get the volume happening. I feel like my lashes have totally disappeared in this look. So look, I don't think this is as volumizing as I would like it to be. I'm still struggling seeing my lashes. Doesn't do it for me. Lower lash line. Let's try a second coat of it. No, these are it's quite spiky, like it gives you quite clumpy, spiky lashes that just don't really do much. I'm not a big fan of that at the moment anyway. Let's try Super Curl, which has that curved brush, similar spiky sort of wand, but it's curved. And I think it's got spikes on the end as well. This is also quite a clumpy one, like your lashes tend to clump together, but you can see how that one definitely does lengthen a lot more. I hope you can see. So there's that one, that's one coat, but it's not very flared, but it's definitely longer than that one. I hope you can see. It just doesn't really do much. So this one I like a lot more. I'm gonna put some on this one because I think this needs, see, all of a sudden I'm putting it on and I can see that it's separating a bit more and lengthening it like straight away. So I would go this curl one over the volume one. It's got more, it gives you more volume, which is not supposed to be the case, but it is. Yeah, these aren't my favorite mascaras at all. Like, this does an okay job, but I think it's too clumpy and they make my lashes look too spiky. I kind of like mascaras that sort of lengthen, volumize, but also separate the lashes, not sort of make them look like this. I am going to put lashes on. I'm going to put these guys. So 1000 Hour, which is Australian drugstore brand, recently repackaged their lashes. I think they released new shades as well, but I'll show you what their last packaging or their old packaging used to look like. It used to look like this, which wasn't very inspiring, and now the same lashes, ooh, upside down, are in something like this. So this is new. This is the old packaging, and I think the new packaging looks really, really good. Now, like 1000 Hour, they do some decent lashes. I really like their lash glue as well. And you do get lash glue in these little packs, but now you can buy the lash glue separate as well, which is great. So this style is my Selfie. I think it's from the Natural collection. These are the type of lashes that I like to wear. Really big lashes sort of intimidate me. I like thin kind of clear bands, and that's exactly what these have. If you can see, yeah, you can see. You can also see the lash glue up there. This is the type of lash glue that will last you quite a lot of applications, but if you wanted to buy it in the big thing, you can. Also, I'll show you my lash glue that I've been using recently. This is by Model Rock. It's also really affordable, but you see that I sort of use half of it and then it starts getting kind of thick and chunky because it starts going thick. So this is a kind of perfect size because but it should stay fresh the whole way through. So anyway, I thought that was a cool idea. But going back to these guys, I'm going to cut them in half and just apply half lashes because that's what I like to do. It stops my eyes from watering. If I have lash bands too close here, I start getting really teary. My makeup starts to stream off my face. It's not pleasant. I find half lashes a lot more comfortable, so that's what I'm doing. So you can see that I've cut that one pair into 2 lashes, and since they weren't 100% symmetrical to start with, I've put the bigger half here and the smaller half there, and then I've got the other lash here that I'm going to cut, put the bigger lash there, the smaller lash there to make 2 half sets, if that makes sense. So hopefully you can see this, and I just try to remember where I cut it, which was like exactly in the middle. There we go, cut. And now I've got 2 sets of half lashes, one slightly longer, one slightly shorter because one's from the middle, one's from the outer. I'm gonna use the bigger ones today, just on the outer corner. Okay, we're just putting some lash glue. Okay, and I'm applying that as close to the lashes as possible without actually really sitting on the lashes, because I find that if you sit on the lashes, you can pull your lashes up when you're taking them off, which I don't like to do. So half lashes, no lashes. This, if you wanted to blend it with my little chunky lashes that I've got going on from the mascara, you'd put mascara over the top, but I don't tend to do that because it means you have to wash the lashes a lot better and they get ruined a lot quicker. So I'm okay with just filming for this to be as it is. So all of a sudden I look a lot more like a fairy with my fairy lashes. I do like lashes because firstly they look great, but also they're very easy. When I do put half lashes on, I find they're really, really easy and comfortable to wear, and I just take them off and clean them a little bit, and then all I do is I save them and I reuse them. So I do like lashes. I mainly wear them when I'm going out or when I'm filming, but because the mascara here didn't work as well as I would have liked it to, and I didn't put any liner on because I didn't want to disrupt the glitter, I sort of needed to, I felt like this sort of completes a look and makes it a little bit more grounded. Also, if you wanted to know where I got these, I got them from Yes Style, which is like, they have like Korean, Japanese skincare makeup, and this is the packaging. So I think it's from Lifty Cosmetics Makeup. I don't know. I've only been using these recently. All right, onto the rest of the face. I'm going my Thin Lizzy 6-in-1 Professional Powder in light. I'm trying to use this up as my project pan, so I'm just going to put this all over my face, sort of. I'm looking very fair, but I'm just sort of using it to warm up my cheeks, warm up my forehead a bit, just with a big sort of fluffy brush. You can see that it's just adding some warmth to my face. I might go in with that palette again later and just add in some like colorful pops, but I'm really trying to use this bronzer up because I'm trying to use it up. But I like to use bronzers if you have quite fair foundation that's a little bit too light for you. It's a really good way to use, like, bronze up your foundation and get it to the color you want without having to like mix your foundation with too many products. So yeah, a nice kind of bronzer with a little bit of color and a bit of sheen or a bit of luminescence or satin finish tends to work well all over the face. All right, one Essence product I do have is this blush. Now I've had this for a while. This is in Heat Wave. It's an ombre blush. And I'm going to use some of it today. So look at it, it's beautiful. It's just a matte blush. I'm going in just the middle part. I'm tempted to make like an ombre cheek. I don't know how to do that. And I don't think it'll work for this crazy look. So we won't do that, but you can, this looks really intense in the pan, but since it is a matte, it's quite a soft color. So you can see that is, I'm tapping some off anyway, but you can see that it doesn't deposit too much color, which is good. And this ombre is kind of cool as well because you can either mix the colors together, which is what I've sort of done, or you can go more orange or more pink if you wanted to, but I've just mixed them together. All right, something that I'm a little bit concerned about is this Hollow Wow stick. So this is the Hollow Wow Sparkle Stick. So it's new, it's just been released in Australia. Oh, and mine's broken already. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a nice color, but so that just jumped out, but it's a nice color. Let's try to jam it back in. Sometimes this stuff happens. If you squidge it back in, it's fine. There we go, no problemo. Let's swatch this. What does this look like? So it's a pink sort of shimmer stick. It looks, ooh, smells quite nice. So it's got a pink iridescence to it. I really like, I've set my makeup a lot. And for my skin type, I need to set my makeup a lot. So I wouldn't go in with that like here because it's going to disrupt my makeup. So what I'm going to do is warm it up with my fingertips and see if I can put it over what I've already got on my face. If we fail, then we will just cover it with some eyeshadow. So you can see that this is, oh, it's a pretty pink. Look, it's with the finger, it does work quite well on set makeup, which is great. And it works well into my purple up there. It's, yeah, it is a pretty product. Yeah, you got to be very careful. I can see that it's starting to chunk up my foundation a little bit, but these kind of products, you just have to be careful with them. If you've got like dewier skin and you don't set your makeup as much as I do, you will have less problems applying this because it will work better into your makeup. But I do have like a dewier foundation on, but I have set it a lot with powder, so you know, I'm not expecting this to work amazingly, but it's not too bad. Let's put some on the nose. It's a pretty color. It's just that kind of iridescent pink. Put some on the Cupid's bow. Very glowy, not too bad. Before I do my lips as well, we've got the Glow to Go. This is the illuminating setting spray, so 50 mils, and I think this comes in one shade. Let's shake it up. I feel like if it's got illuminating stuff in it, it's going to be settling down the bottom, so we're going to shake it up. I'm curious about the color. Is it going to be a pink or a gold? Oh, it's a pink for sure. Oh, it's weird. Okay, so it's definitely a pink and it's kind of thick. Ooh. Let's see, it's kind of, feels more like a thicker milky kind of product than like a water. I'm gonna hold this very far away, guys, because I don't trust myself. Okay, this is like arm's length away. Let's have a look. Smells nice. Oh, that got all over my mirror. Can you see that? Oh no! It's speckly on my face. Luckily my mirror is covered so I can't see the mess. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o! Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't like that. blend that in. So yeah, it definitely, since it's a thicker product, it's like a thicker sort of milky product, not a kind of thin water, it will speckle on your face, but before it dries, just make sure you disperse it a bit more. Okay, it looks like I've got a skin disorder here. It's just like pink dots. Like, I think you can make it work, but I don't think it really, I don't know, I don't love it. All right, onto the lips, and I've got a few Essence lip products. Now, forgive me when I say I'm gonna go the nude lip, because I feel like I've got a lot going on up here, and a nude lip will work a bit better. But we do have two lipsticks. So these are the Colour Up Shine On lipsticks. This one's in 08, which is like a red. Oh, smells so good. Cat hair. Oh, like a vanilla milkshake. So this is the color. It's like a sheer berry, which look, I love a berry. I love a red. I'm not so crush hot on a sheer version though, so I'm not gonna wear this today. I also have one with a pinky lid. It's the same like formula, but it's shade number 10. So this is more of a coffee sort of brown. Oh, it smells so good. It's like a vanilla chai latte or something. Okay, and this applies like that because of the curve, but once we get it down a bit, we can see that the color is a nice sort of nudie glossy color, which I like these. I'm going to wear this today with a lip liner. This lip liner is Draw the Line Instant Color. So that's what it looks like. It is a retractable lip liner, and it's in this beautiful sort of mauvey cool tone shade. So this one is, if I can tell me the shade. So the shade is on the sticker up here. If you lose that, you don't know the shade. But it is number 5, So Ungrateful. Grey to Full. So ungrateful, but they put grey in there. Now that is a great color. That is a very, very, very sort of trendy color at the moment. It's like those kind of cool toned mauvey. Oh, it's so creamy. So I'm using these two today. They look gorgeous. So this is going to be a winner. I can feel it in my waters. Now I've got this as well, which I've never tried. Color Boost Vinylicious Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade 07 Bite Me If You Can. Let's have a look how, I think that's a doe foot applicator. Yes, doe foot applicator. Weird sort of like hourglass shape. Got a little bit of a sweet scent. It's a little bit strange, but that is a thick kind of gloss as well. That's actually really gorgeous. That'd be beautiful over like a stain or something, just to like bring out the shine. There, so interesting. So when the color of the lip liner is very different from the lipstick, what I tend to do is not just use it as a lip liner. I tend to fill in my lips a bit. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so creamy and nice. Yeah, this is gorgeous. This makes me want to go out and buy a bunch more of these lip liners. Since it is so creamy, you do find that you wear it down pretty quickly, but they're really nice. Oh, what a lip color. Gorgeous. Okay, that's a gorgeous color. I love that. That makes me want to buy a whole bunch more of them because it's very, very creamy, very, very pigmented. I did only apply like a small amount as possible if I could. I'm going to go over with this, which is a different color, but doesn't matter. Ooh, oh. It's looking a bit much for me, and I feel like the creamy lipstick sort of moved around the creamy liner a bit, so I didn't really want to meld together properly. I feel like I'm looking a bit like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, so I'm actually going to wipe this lip off and just go in with the sheer lipstick because I find this a bit much. Like I think this is great, but I think it'd be better for like lining a matte lipstick or something. Or like a liquid lipstick. I just find that this is moving and it's looking a bit not how I wanted it to look. Still decent product, and I think individually I think they work really well. Sometimes, you know, things just don't work for you at the time, or they just don't go with the look. So Nothing wrong with the product, just doesn't go all together. So I'm just applying this lipstick on its own really lightly. Yeah, I think that definitely balances the eyes a lot better because yeah, there's so much going on. And that's a very, very moisturizing, very sort of slippery but not sticky lipstick. So it's very thin and very shiny. It's going to be one of those ones that if you have lunch, it's going to be completely gone, but it feels very comfortable. It looks nice and natural and plump. All right, before we give up, I'm going back in with this guy because I like it, and I'm going in with that yellow shade and just a sort of fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to put it places that it doesn't need to be just for fun. Now, just before I was having a look to see if I could pick this up on a really fluffy sort of highlighter brush. Didn't really want to come with me, so I'm using an eyeshadow brush which does pick it up quite nicely. Just adding a little bit more yellow because I feel like we can. Okay, so that is the look that I created, and I'm gonna say that if you asked me what makeup I'll be wearing today, I would not expect it to be quite like this, but I think it's fun. I think the effect is really nice. It's super, super glowy, and there's a lot of color going on. You might not see it on camera as well, but it sort of shifts from purple to pink to like that kind of gold color, and then it goes to the blue on the eyes. I think it's really, really pretty, and it's nice to take the sort of highlight and extend it on the eye as well, so it's all kind of one glow. But I'm gonna have to say that this is like not an everyday look, and not a look that well, it could be every day, but it's not a look that I expected I was going to do. But when it comes to the products that I was playing with, so all the other drugstore products that I mentioned, so the 1000 Hour lashes, the foundation, the concealer, the powder, all that kind of stuff, the bronzer, I've used them all multiple times, so I know that I like them and I know how to use them, so there's no point really talking about those because I know I like them. They've been in my collection for a long time. But when it comes to the Essence products, there are definitely products here that I like and I don't really like. I definitely like this like Mermaid palette. So the Mermaid eyeshadow box 03 in My Shell Is My Castle. I think this is gorgeous. I think it's really fun, and even though the colors are quite colorful, they hold up on their own really well. The fact that I put those sort of tealy colors on the lower lash line without any primer and they stuck really well says a lot. I think the purple is gorgeous. I think the shimmer shade, even though it's just like sort of like really small like light gold sparkle, I think it's really, really pretty. I like the blues, I love the purple, I like the pinks. The one shade that did need to be applied wet is that gorgeous like black with that kind of teal shift. It's a beautiful color, but I would say over a glitter glue or a really, really sticky base, or applied with your finger or applied wet is how you have to apply it. On its own, it doesn't really show up, but it definitely has a place in this palette because it does add a little bit of depth to these colors, and it works well with the purples, it works well with the blues, it works well with the teal colors. So I think this is a nice little palette, and I was pleasantly surprised at how pigmented it actually is. Like it's good. The next things that I do quite like as well, I didn't use the star glitter, but I did use the glitter in 03 Life of the Party, and it looks sort of not basic, but it looks almost, there's translucent glitter, there's pink glitter, there's some red glitter in here, but on the eyes you can definitely see the multitude of colors. It picks up purple, it picks up green, it picks up red, and it's very, very gorgeous, and it works really well with the colors in the palette. So I really like this glitter. A little bit messy, but if you've got a glitter glue, it works. And I've only had a little bit of fallout down my face, and I'm fine with it because it's pretty, and because a lot of them are translucent, you just catch the light and you're like, oh, a bit of sparkle. It's not like I've got black sparkle on my face. It's sort of like translucent that just picks up the light. So I like these. I like the lip liner. I didn't end up using it because it was too bold for the look that I created, but I feel like it's a really nice creamy pigmented liner, and this color is very, very trendy, and I've bought a few lipsticks in this color recently, so I will be using this a lot. I also quite like the lipstick. It's just like a nice sheer wash of color, gives a bit of sheen to your lips, a bit of hydration, nothing special, but at the same time, if you want one of these lipsticks, it's a nice affordable one, very basic. When it comes to products that I'm sort of, I don't love, but I don't hate, I'm gonna say this Hollow Wow stick. It did break when I opened it, but I squidged it back in and it worked. And it is a nice sort of pink iridescent shimmer stick. I did find that even applying it with my fingers, it sort of wanted to lift the foundation a little bit. So the key thing is, if you do have set foundations, do warm it on your finger and apply it. It does look nice and pretty, but you have to, yeah, these need to be applied carefully, otherwise they can be detrimental to your makeup. But I think just in the scheme of things, this is just a pretty sort of pink one. So let's show it again. It's just, yeah, it's nothing groundbreaking, nothing unique, but if you were after one at affordable price, this one is not too bad. Now, the thing I probably didn't like the most was this Glow to Go setting spray, illuminating setting spray. It is a thicker product. So it does have a lot of shimmer in it, which is fine, but you can see it's almost in there. It's almost like a jelly. So I want to pour some out just to show you. It's normally, I'll show you another one. Hang on. I'm going to zoom out a bit too. But normally products that have like an illumination to them and you put them over your makeup, they are like this where they're watery. So you can see it's a water with, it's a watery consistency, and you shake it up and you can see the shimmer gets incorporated into that. And then when you do spray it on yourself, hang on a second, it's a nice fine mist. Oh, I love the smell of MAC Fix Plus, it's so good. So it's a nice fine mist. Even though it is a shimmer, it doesn't apply thick dribs and drabs. So yeah, that's what I think of when I think of a shimmery sort of setting spray. And an example of, oh my God, I just poured this everywhere. Don't gesture and have the cap off because it pours everywhere. Oh my God, luckily I've got a towel. All right, luckily I didn't love this because it is all over my pants, but I wanted to show you the difference between spraying this out. So let's show it to you. Spray some out. You can see it just runs off my hand because it is a water. It's a water product. Whereas this is not the same. It's like a thick, I don't know. It's mainly all over my pants now, but so you can see that this one is more like a thick sort of creamy sort of consistency. So spraying that out, it just goes in chunks on your face. So it's a beautiful color. And when you blend it out, it looks nice, but it doesn't apply well, and this is nearly empty anyway because it's all over my pants. And the last things I didn't love, but I liked them probably more than that illuminating setting spray, is the mascaras. So I preferred the Super Curl. I think that one worked a lot better than the Volume Hero. I found the Volume Hero clumped my lashes together and made them look spiky like this. They didn't make them look fluttery and nice and voluminous and everything you want from a mascara. So in my opinion, I didn't like these. I would prefer to reach for a Maybelline mascara. I think drugstore brands do mascaras really, really well. So you don't have to have a higher end mascara for it to look good. But these for me don't live up to the other drugstore brands that are out there. Yeah, so I didn't love these, but they're usable. I just don't want to reach for them. And if I did, the curl one is a lot better than the volume one. All right, so that was a bit of a journey. I didn't expect to be sitting here with illuminating stuff all over my pants and like fairy glitter makeup on my face, but sometimes that's where life takes you, and it is what it is. So hopefully you enjoyed that get ready with me trying new products. I think some of these, like I said, are great, some of them not so great, and that's what I find about drugstore products. You have to find the ones that work really well. When you find the ones that do work really well, they sometimes beat out the higher end makeup. It's just that the consistency of whether they're all really, really great products, it's, the ratio is not the same as some higher end brands. Not all high end brands. Some high end brands have horrible makeup, but yeah, it's a trial and error process a lot more with the drugstore brands. But yeah, I think what I did like in here, I quite liked, and I was very impressed. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. I might film my empties in this makeup because why not? Why not, really? I will list the products I used in the description box below if you missed anything, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.